हेलो या सो ये निर्मला सीतारमण जी का स्ट्रेट 9th बजट इसमें आपको क्या मिलेगा व्हाट हैज हैपेंड एक्चुअली नाउ बिफोर दिस आई विल नॉट गो बाय ऑल दिस फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर्स माय फोर्टे इज डायरेक्ट टैक्स इनकम टैक्स में क्या बता है स्पिरिट ऑफ द एक्ट होल सम चेंजेस बट वी ट्राई टू simplify the English language old archaic British language is there in the act. I want to simplify the language. So there were some words in income tax act, जैसे notwithstanding a word of income tax act 1961 में उसको निकाल के irrespective कर दिया. Once my good friend Sanjay Khatri is sitting here, so we were just discussing. In fact, they read out in my biodata. We played cricket together in Pune. So he was the best batsman in my team. Out of 6 balls, he hit 5 fours in the Pune ground. Then in between, I was the partner. He told, "क्या करूँ मैं करके?" I told, "Better to stay करके. Shall I go for one more for 6 balls, 6 fours?" No. I told you better stay करके. So Sanjay Khatri one day asked me, "How to study income tax act? How do we start करके?" So I told him, "Study one section per day, then we will see." Presently 1961 act में there are 298 sections. How to study? So you start studying one section. So he started. अब इनकम टैक्स एक्ट में क्या है सर? पहले सेक्शन, बाद में आता है सब सेक्शन, उसके बाद में क्लॉज, देन सब क्लॉज, फिर भी खत्म नहीं हुआ, फिर प्रोवाइडेड फॉर, देन फर्दर प्रोवाइडेड फॉर, देन आल्सो प्रोवाइडेड फॉर. क्या खत्म हो गया? नहीं. एक्सप्लेनेशन 1, एक्सप्लेनेशन 2, एक्सप्लेनेशन 3. So full stop is coming after 20 lines, and then at the end he told Sanjay Khatri, "I read everything. It took 1 hour. At the end it was written, this section is deleted with effect from 1/4/22." तो मैंने बोला यार तू पहले नीचे देखना, नहीं पेज के नीचे देखना था आप लोगों को. So that was the way to read. So exactly government ने क्लास एक्सेट्रा सबको आप मिलाएंगे तो 836 सेक्शन था और डिलीट. फर्स्ट अपील सीए के अपील फॉर ऑल अपील्स आर पेंडिंग 600,000. 6 lakh appeals are pending. 6 lakh appeals are pending. So that much is the dispute. We will see. Don't worry, there is ample time. Give me some time to speak 1 hour. Whenever you say I have got headache now, please stop. That time I myself will stop. Whatever you want, you ask. Don't worry. I will not tell time you have to send a mail or you have to send me message or phone number. Every question will be answered. But only restrict yourself to direct taxes. I am only direct taxes man. I do not know any other topics. Please. Now, this is about the new act. See, the new act में क्या था? What is the क्यों? Why new act is required? Simplification, reducing litigation, reducing compliance burden, reducing redundant provision. ऐसा हुआ है क्या? अब ये 2025 जो एक्ट है, what is the difference sir? First April 26 we very नए forms, नए returns. That is for tax year. But अब नए forms, नए returns. That is for tax year. बट अब मार्च 26 जब हम रिटर्न भरेंगे हमको भरना पड़ेगा. मार्च 26 जब हम रिटर्न भरेंगे हमको भरना पड़ेगा 1961 एक्ट के तहत ही. फर्स्ट अप्रैल 2027 meant to file return. Sir, next year when March 27 it will end tax year, I have to file return in 27-28. Return in 27-28. That is for return for tax year 26-27. Now, yes. These are the amendments between the Income Tax Act 61 and Income Tax Act 2025. The case here put me in the committee to give suggestions to the the MPs, 32 MPs, select committee. They came from Delhi, all the member of parliament from all the parties across India, all the states. So the meeting was at Taj Western meeting था 3 days or 2 days. They invited all stakeholders. So now I also went like a common man, MPs. That's the MPs will have no knowledge. From all the elected MPs, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, they will have no knowledge. I am telling you, they had very good knowledge. All the MPs, they had very good knowledge. They had done very good homework and all. So we suggested various suggestions. All the suggestions.
अरे मंकी आ गया, बंदर आ गया.
Bill income tax bill 2025 and between the Act 25, more than 300, 400, 500 suggestions all accepted, and they made all the changes. Now, as I told you, 5.12 lakh words reduced to 2.6 lakh words. Section 3 will be reduced to 506. Chapters 47 chapters 1961 Act में अब 2025 Act में केवल 3
जी आप पकड़े रखो ये. दीपिका जी आप पकड़े रखो ये. लाइव चलने दो ठीक है.
पुराने एक्ट में 18 टेबल थे, अभी 57 टेबल्स हैं. उससे क्या हुआ? अब आपका TDS provision ले लीजिए. You need not depend on anybody. There is a section earlier what was happening 192, 193, 194A, 194C, 195, 190, etc. So many things. 194C, 194H, 194I. 30 sections were there only on TDS. Now what is there? Now they have made 3 sections, 395, 394, 393, and tables are there. This is for residents. This is for What is the finance minister telling? I propose a scheme for small taxpayers, only small taxpayers. Limit कितना अब आएगा, रूल्स में आएगा. Rule based automation process, which will ये क्या है? इसे ease of burden के लिए. ये क्या है? इसे ease of burden के लिए. ये एक बहुत अच्छा प्रावधान है ये भी. What is this? अगर किसी ने प्रॉपर्टी बेच रहा है नॉन रेसिडेंट सेलर है रेसिडेंट परचेसर. Sale of immovable property is there. Resident to resident, you know my dear friends, tan based. तो पहले क्या था? नॉन रेसिडेंट सेलर है, रेसिडेंट इज बायर. So you have to apply for tan. So unnecessary only for one transaction. Compliance है. I have to go and apply for tan for only one transaction. Now the finance minister is telling, don't worry. This is a compliance burden on the middle class. You also do a pan based now. So resident to non-resident also it is pan based. You need not apply for tan. तो ये भी burden कम कर दिया आप लोगों को. तो रेसिडेंट खरीद रहा है, नॉन रेसिडेंट बेच रहा है, you need not apply for tan. Resident can give the pan, take the pan of the non resident. वो pan का स्टेटमेंट आता है, उसमें आपका काम बन जाएगा. tan अप्लाई करने की बिल्कुल जरूरत नहीं है. Come to the next amendment. Sir, ये form 15G, 15H. 15H is for senior citizen. 15G is other than senior citizen. So in case of multiple companies, taxpayer is holding securities in multiple companies. I propose to enable depositories to active देना पड़ेगा. अब क्या बोल रही? You give everything to your depository. Depository का मतलब क्या? सारे depository. Depository का मतलब क्या? सारे आपको listed securities listed रहना चाहिए सब. तो आप लोग वो जो 15 give it to your depository. Depository then what he will do? He will give it to the deductor. That means those companies. Then he will give it to the prescribed income tax authority or your assessing officer. Prescribed income tax authority. This is the amendment. So 3 types of income, my dear friends. Mutual fund, securities, interest, dividend. 15G, 15H. Whom to give? Give it to your depository. Depository in that will give to the deductor. Who are the deductor? Those companies. All the listed companies, etc. Those companies in turn will give it to the prescribed income tax authority. And then what is the time period? The deductor will be required to deliver the declaration issued by it on quarterly basis, not on monthly basis. One more amendment is there. You please give all those deliver those declarations on quarterly basis, not on monthly basis. Next, ये TDS के related provision है. What about manpower? Supply of manpower services proposed to be specifically brought under the work. एक definition है work में. तो उसमें वो आने से क्या हो गया? अगर आप individual को payment कर रहे हैं तो 1%, अगर आप individual है तो 2%. So supply of manpower now comes straight away under the definition Act 2013. What is RFTC law, sir? Right to fair compensation and transparency in land acquisition, rehabilitation and resettlement Act 2013. Any exemption received, any compensation you received under that Act, under section 96 of that Act, is exempt in Income Tax Act. You may receive 10 crores, 20 crores, 100 crores. It is not question of agricultural land. It may be agricultural land, non-agricultural land, urban agricultural land. People are always having confusion. What is agricultural land? Observe carefully. I am in the jurisdiction. This is the agricultural land. This is the jurisdiction. I am inside the jurisdiction. Okay? There is agriculture. How to know whether it's urban agricultural land or non-urban agricultural land? Agricultural land, income is exempt when I sell. Urban, it is taxable. How to find out? I am inside the jurisdiction. This is the end of the jurisdiction. When I am inside, it is a capital asset. You are inside the jurisdiction, it is capital asset, it is taxable. Sir, what is the rate of tax, sir? If I sell today capital gains, long-term capital, hardly 12.5%. Can't I pay 12.5%? Lowest rate in the world, capital gains. जितना चाहिए उतना white में लीजिए. Don't go below guideline value. My humble request, you take 2 crores, you take 3 crores also. Take 1 crore extra in white. Hardly 12.5% it is. The government of the day now they are telling, I am going from the old regime to the new regime. New regime में no deduction, no exemption. You pay lowest rate of tax. What is the tax rate for companies today? Manufacturing companies other than non-manufacturing companies. Lowest in the world. Anyway, I am in agricultural. This one I am finding out whether taxable in the jurisdiction. As I move out of the jurisdiction up to 2 kilometers, 6 kilometers, 8 kilometers, 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakhs population. 2 kilometers, 6, 8, 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakhs. You cannot bluff today. There are Google maps. And it will correctly create the distance. Earlier what was happening? चलो भैया आपका केस स्क्रूटिनी में है, ये एग्रीकल्चर लैंड है नहीं है, सर्टिफिकेट ले लो फ्रॉम द नियरेस्ट म्युनिसिपैलिटी, 6 किलोमीटर है, पॉपुलेशन 10,000 व्हाटएवर, वो सर्टिफिकेट ले लो, फाइल में डाल दो, विल रिक्वेस्ट द ऑफिसर, दे विल क्लोज द फाइल. It was between me and the officer. Today everything is, my dear friends, there is faceless assessment, faceless penalty, faceless appeal. And the officer will not keep quiet today. Okay, he will give you a certificate. आपने 10,000 रुपए देके वो सर्टिफिकेट लेके आए, सर विद इन द लिमिट्स, इट इज एग्जाम. Now he will measure, how to measure the distance, aerial. Earlier case law was there strictly as a crow flies, how to measure the distance, aerial. Now it has come in the act itself, how to measure aerial distance. Straight away by Google Maps they will measure the distance. So don't bother. So now they will measure the distance up to 2, that is from the end of the jurisdiction you have to calculate the kilometers, 2 kilometers, 6 kilometers, 8 kilometers, 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakhs, etc. Then it is exempt, don't worry. So what is this? This RFTC land, अब आपके हाईवे बन रहे हैं, अब मधुर के पास एग्जाम्पल, यू आर मैसूर, so you know they acquired land. So in from Madhur, you know one of your client or you have some land, it was acquired, sir. Acquired under RFTC Land Act 2013, you received 10 crores. Government ने TDS काट दिया, no problem, don't worry, it is exempt. Under if in the certificate कहीं भी आपको लिखा हुआ है award or agreement, आपको एक award or agreement मिलेगा RFTC law के तहत, then don't worry, it is exempt. Let him deduct TDS, don't worry. So that was there under 96 of the RFTC law act. It was not there in the income tax act. So what the officers were doing? चलो ये ऐड कर दो, इसको exemption अलाउ मत करो, capital gains tax लगा दो. So he used to fight appeals. कर्नाटक हाई कोर्ट का जजमेंट है, ट्राइब्यूनल का जजमेंट है, it will be allowed, don't worry. But now what has happened? They want to reduce the litigation. Government is telling I don't want litigation, I want to reduce litigation. Put out section 96 of RFTC law 2013, put it in the income tax act. Now it is there in the income tax act, now it is exempt. If any compensation received under RFTC law act 2013 after 1/4/2026 you need not pay single rupee tax to the government of India. Let them take refund, don't worry. So that is a very good amendment. Now people will ask, sir, what about before, sir, 21st March 26? Sir, for that one board circular was already there. Circular number 36/16. Earlier also, if you have received, don't worry, sir, let them make addition. You will win the case in the, CIT appeals or tribunal, etc. That is also exempt, don't worry. Move forward, sir. Now this is only for, exemption to armed force personnel on account of body disability attributable to or aggravated by such service. Exemption will also be available to paramilitary personnel. So what are they telling? Disability pension received by armed forces personnel उनके लिए केवल ये when invalidated out of service due to injury on account of disability attributable aggravated by service in armed forces now exempt. That's all. Move forward, sir. Now, sir, what is the due date for filing return of income? आपको रिवाइज करने का क्या टाइम है अभी? You can file original return, you can file belated return, you can file revised return, you can file updated return. So now what is happening? 3-4 अमेंडमेंट एक साथ ही कंप्लीट कर देते हैं. सर अगर आपका रिटर्न फाइलिंग ड्यू डेट 31 जुलाई और अगर ऑडिट केस है तो 30th of September, ट्रांसफर प्राइसिंग 31st October योर ऑडिट, 30th November ट्रांसफर प्राइसिंग. सो ओरिजिनल टाइम लिमिट ये है. जो लेट फाइल करते हैं उसका क्या टाइम लिमिट है? 31st December. 5 साल पहले मोस्ट ऑफ देम यू आर अवेयर 1 year फ्रॉम द एंड ऑफ असेसमेंट ईयर. 1 साल टाइम था, नेक्स्ट मार्च तक. अब गवर्नमेंट ऑफ द डे इज इन हरी. अर्लियर टेस्ट मैच, बाद में 50 ओवर्स, अब T20. आई डोंट हैव नाउ पेशेंस. आपका कब खत्म हो रहा है टाइम लिमिट? जुलाई, सितंबर, अक्टूबर, नवंबर. बेलेटेड रिटर्न भरने के लिए केवल 1 महीना टाइम है, अप टू 31st December. 31st December अगर आपने रिटर्न फाइल नहीं किया, 1st January से यू कांट फाइल रिटर्न. व्हाट इज टू फाइल? अपडेटेड रिटर्न. तो अब गवर्नमेंट को समझ में आ गया रिवाइज्ड रिटर्न और बेलेटेड रिटर्न का टाइम लिमिट क्या है. बेलेटेड रिटर्न इज व्हाट? नाम से पता चलता है आपको, इट इज फाइल्ड लेट आफ्टर द ड्यू डेट. सो दैट डेट इज 31st of December. बेलेटेड रिटर्न टाइम पीरियड इज आल्सो 31st December. रिवाइज्ड रिटर्न टाइम पीरियड इज आल्सो 31st December. कोई लास्ट रुपए रिटर्न भर रहा बेचारा 31st December को, उसके लिए तो बेलेटेड रिटर्न और रिवाइज्ड रिटर्न एक सा हो गया. वो बेचारा रिवाइज्ड रिटर्न कर ही नहीं सकता. सो व्हाट टू डू? गवर्नमेंट इज टेलिंग, आई अंडरस्टैंड, आई एम गिविंग यू 3 months extension. I am giving you 3 months extension. So what was the date for revision of return? 31st December will now become 31st March, but it comes with a fee, extra fee. If the income is less than 5 lakhs, 1,000 रुपए भर दो. More than 5 lakhs, 5,000 भर दो fee. Because you are revising the return in the late in the delay period after 31st of December up to 31st of March, I will give you permission revise the return. But if your income is less than 5 lakhs, please pay 1000 rupees when your fine. More than 5 lakhs, please pay 5000. Time limit for revision next year. Again, one more amendment they have made for filing return. All the non-business audit cases, I repeat, all businesses which are not subject to tax audit. What was the due date earlier? 31st July. Or if it is audit case, 30th of September or 31st of October, etc. Now they are telling for all non-business audit, due date is extended from 31st July to 31st August. So new income tax act में आपको next year tax. It is 31st of August. It is not 31st of July. 1 month extra होगा. Similarly, all the charitable trusts which are not subject to audit, for them also due date is extended from July to 31st of August. Similarly, all partners of a firm, which firm? Non-audit firms, not subject to tax audit. उनको भी due date is extended to 31st of August. So ये और एक आपको गवर्नमेंट ने इसमें भी आपको रिलीफ मिला 31st July, it is now 31st August. One more relief. Sir, earlier updated return concept is there. What is the concept of updated return, sir? कि भैया आपका 31st दिसंबर हो गया, उसके बाद आपको रिटर्न फाइल ही नहीं कर सकते. 31st मार्च के बाद इस साल का रिटर्न आप फाइल ही नहीं कर सकते. टेक फॉर असेसमेंट ईयर 25-26, अब 25-26 चल रहा है. लास्ट डेट फाइलिंग के लिए क्या है सर? 31st दिसंबर हो गया अभी. तो 31st मार्च अब मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? You can file only updated return. What is the concept of updated return? 139 subsection 8A Old Income Tax Act. Up to 12 months delay, 25% extra. 12 months to 24 months, 50% extra tax and penalty. 24 months to 36 months, 60% extra. 36 months to 48 months, 70% extra. So 25%, 50%, 60%, 70%. You file updated return. Government is telling I will allow you to file updated return. 12 months delay, 25% extra. Then 24 months delay, it is 50%. 36 months, it is 60%. 48 months, it is 70%. Up to 4 years I can file return. Now, what was the earlier updated return? If there is a refund, I cannot file updated return. अगर मेरा लॉस है ओरिजिनल रिटर्न में और वो लॉस बढ़ रहा है तो भी I cannot file updated return. अब वो बोल रहा है गवर्नमेंट डोंट वरी, अगर आपका लॉस था 1 करोड़ और आपको लॉस अभी कम हो रहा है 1 करोड़ का लॉस नहीं है, I will allow you to file updated return. Provided original return is updated return or loss allowed now without any payment of tax, you can file updated return. One more very good amendment. What is section 148, sir? It is concealment. Return, concealment of income, section 148, धारा 148 इनकम टैक्स एक्ट 61 में. वही सेम सेक्शन इनकम टैक्स एक्ट 2025 ये